Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back with another video today. And before we get into it, this is a YouTube video, so I'm legally obligated to ask you guys to like and subscribe. But now that we got that garbage out of the way, let's get right into it. So last night's slate of games was a lot more manageable than the day before. There were only 2 games on, so I was able to watch both of them. And the first one was the 76ers taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. And it was a close game. It ended being a 1-point game. It was really kind of a 4-point game, but I think it was DeAnthony Melton hit a 3 to put it to 1 right at the end. And it was the first real look at Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Damian Lillard set a franchise record for debut with the team with 39 points with the Bucks. He was really efficient from the line, went 17 of 17. Not a particularly great shooting night from the field, but not a bad one either. 9 for 20, it's 45%, and then 4 for 12 from 3. So below average for his 3-point shooting, but a good game overall. Finished with 39, 8, and 4. Giannis did Giannis things with 23, 12, and 3, filling up the stat sheet with 2 blocks and 2 steals. I was kind of surprised Malik Beasley didn't shoot more. He only shot the ball 4 times. And Brook Lopez looked really good in the first quarter. There was actually a play where it looked like both Beasley and Brook were trying to catch a pass, and they kind of ran into each other. But let's talk about the 76ers. Now, Tobias Harris had a really good game. He went 8 for 9. And I think Kelly Oubre went 9 for 11 as well. So that was a lot of good play from their 2 wings there. Joel Embiid played okay. He went 9 for 21 from the field, finished with 24, 7, and 6. 7 turnovers, though. One in particular was pretty bad, where in the fourth quarter, and when the game really mattered, he tried to do this little touch pass where he literally just slapped the ball straight to the Bucks, and that one was pretty bad. Kelly Oubre actually looked really good throughout the game. I would say the only part where maybe he didn't look too great was at the end, where he got a few fouls called on him, and I don't know, some of the calls were pretty questionable, I think, but it kind of fell apart with those fouls at the end. And, you know, Damian Lillard did Damian Lillard things in the clutch. It was Dame time, except for this one play late in the game where he kind of just held the ball, like almost at half court, not quite, just like for the whole time dribbling it, and then passed it to Malik Beasley with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. And then Malik was like, well, I don't have anything to do, so he gave it back to Damian Lillard, and then he was just stuck with a double team, like at not half court, you know, halfway between half court and the 3-point line. And that was just not a great possession, but, you know, things like that happen. Tyrese Maxey looked really good. I was impressed with what I saw. I think he finished with, 31, 8, and 4. That's 8 assists and 4 rebounds. So a really good game from Maxey. If they can get stuff like that from him consistently, I think this team will be really good. You know, it's the Bucks. You know, losing a game to the Bucks isn't anything to panic about. The Bucks are supposed to be one of the best teams in the league, debatably the best team in the East, depending on who you like between them and the Celtics. But also, just a small thing. Furkan Korkmaz didn't get in the game. He wasn't hurt. It was just a coach's decision. And, you know, I don't know everything that goes down. I'm not in their practices. I don't know what his attitude's like. I don't know what's going on. But Danny Green getting 14 minutes over Furkan Korkmaz, that just feels weird. And, like, don't get me wrong, Danny Green, great NBA career. He's got championships. But, like, you know, at this point, it's like, what are you really getting from having Danny Green on the court? I mean, Korkmaz can shoot. He's sort of athletic. It's like, I don't know. If you're not going to play him, I would just trade him like he wants to be. I think he wants to be traded, right? Or he did, at least. PJ Tucker didn't really feel like a factor at all. But he played 25 minutes, so that's something. 5 personal fouls. Pretty good. Jay Crowder kind of alternated between looking pretty good and pretty bad. I think he'll be a valuable role player for the Bucks this season. Pat Connaughton looked good. He had a nice block on Maxey from behind I think it was the first quarter. Might have been the second one, but I'm not sure. But yeah, overall, it was a close game. It kind of looked like Philly had it for a bit before Damian Lillard kind of turned it on, and also Philly kind of collapsed. They started making some bad mistakes. They had a lot of turnovers in the fourth. But yeah, I think that was pretty much, or not a lot of turnovers, but a few turnovers. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for that game. Let's move on to the Suns and Lakers. Now, this game was interesting between the Suns and Lakers, and that's because Devin Booker and Bradley Beal were both sitting out. So I feel like Kevin Durant was having flashbacks to his time with the Nets, where James Harden and Kyrie Irving are both out, and he's having to carry the whole team. Early on, it didn't really seem like that. Both Josh Okogie and Jordan Goodwin were having really good games in the first half. Eric Gordon was pretty good in the first half, too. He was looking good out there. But then in the second half, they just kind of cooled off and stopped hitting shots, and we're just, Josh Okogie stopped shooting, it felt like. Kevin Durant finished with 39 and 11, so overall, it was a really good game from Kevin Durant. He just had no help in the fourth quarter. It seemed like Kevin Durant had to put up every shot, and the shots that his teammates were getting up were open, but they just weren't hitting them. So it was actually, I think it was a pretty low scoring game when they finished 95 to 100. Back when I was younger, that might not be a low scoring game, but now it's a pretty low scoring game. It felt like a grudge match there for a while. It felt like there was at least like 4 minutes in the fourth quarter where the Suns just couldn't score. But for the Lakers, LeBron James, he was actually pretty unimpressive for the first 3 quarters of the game. Didn't look too great, but then the fourth quarter, he turned it on and, he went into LeBron mode. He was hitting a lot of layups. He was grabbing rebounds. He did a lot of nice things. He had 3 steals and 3 blocks. No, that's Anthony Davis. 2 steals and 2 blocks. That's my bad. But yeah, so good defense from both LeBron and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis looked like the player that the Lakers need him to be. He finished with 30 and 12. Did I say LeBron had 12 rebounds? That's my bad. I don't know why I was thinking of Anthony Davis. But yeah, Davis had a really good game. If he can keep this up, which me personally, I'm not counting on that yet. I still need to see it on a bigger sample size before I'm really a believer. Austin Reeves looked good in moments. D'Angelo Russell didn't have a good shooting night. Rui Hachimura didn't really play that much, but he looked fine when he was out there. But yeah, it was a tough game. It kind of felt like the Lakers weren't going to be able to close it out for a while. But then they turned it back on and came back from behind in the fourth. Really just because the Suns had no firepower other than Kevin Durant. He looked tired. He didn't look tired, but you could tell he didn't have the, he couldn't hit these tough shots after tough shots to keep his team in the game. If anything, I'd say for the Suns, Grayson Allen, he looked a little bit better than from the first game, but he still didn't look great. Honestly, I feel like some of his minutes should have gone to Utah. I think they could have used him in. They could have used his hustle and maybe his 3-point shooting there at the end of the game. Maybe that's not great, but I think it would have worked out a little bit better than having Grayson Allen out there. Yusuf Nurkic actually did not look great. He looked good in the first game of the year against the Warriors. He looked good in the preseason, but he didn't really look great out there. He only got up 5 shots. They were struggling to get him the ball. He was struggling to hold on to the ball. He just threw it out of bounds one time. It was a tough game for Nurkic. But overall, it was a good showing for the Lakers. So if you're a Lakers fan, that's pretty good. There's a lot of games on today. The Mavericks play the Nets, so I'm excited to watch that one. I'll break that one down for you guys maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the games today. Or the games yesterday, I mean. But yeah, today we got an interesting slate of games. We got the Mavericks playing, which is my favorite team. The Kings and the Warriors are having a little rematch from their playoff matchup last year. Cavs, Thunder, Nuggets, Grizzlies. Nuggets, Grizzlies would be an interesting one if the Grizzlies were healthy. But like I've said before, I don't really think the Grizzlies are even going to make the play-in this year, given all the setbacks they've had with Ja Morant missing 25, Steven Adams out for the year, Brandon Clark with no timetable. It just doesn't look good for the Grizzlies to me. So yeah, that was pretty much it for today. I'll talk to you guys again later. Just a few more notes before I leave. Kelly Oubre looked really good. I'm excited to see what he can do in Philadelphia. Tyrese Maxey was good. Tobias Harris. I don't know when James Harden's coming back. I know he was dealing with some stuff with his mom's health, so I just hope everything's going well there. And yeah, to close it out, I want to leave you guys with this little clip of Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox that I saw, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
I be trying to get him going earlier than that. He don't listen sometimes, but it's Fox, man. I've been seeing it for almost all my life, man. I know what he's gonna do. I know how to say something to get him turned on too. So, whoa, come on, whoa, oh my God.
And